Hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing the naive forecasting model or naive forecasting method. This is one of the most basic, or this is the first taught method in the forecasting stream. So let me take you to the Excel where I have some historical data plotted against the month. So we have data from Jan 21 to September 2022, and this is the actual sales report which we have, and we'll be forecasting it with the help of the naive method. So what is the naive method? The simple principle for this naive method is tomorrow will be just as today. Let me just highlight it. Yeah, tomorrow will be just as today. So if you want to project for February, so February forecast will be January's actual sales data. Now let me show you the formula. So D6 is equal to the C5. Similarly, the March forecast will be Feb actuals, and here it continues like this. April uh, forecast is going to be the March actuals. So this is how the naive forecasting works. Talking about it in more detail. So one of the drawback of this is can't project the future. So I have somehow kept it into this. Let me bring it into the cons. Okay. Okay, let me keep the cons for the later part of the video. Let us discuss about the model first a bit. Yes. It is generally used for the comparison with the more other sophisticated methods. It's more like a reference forecast to judge it with other little bit more advanced or sophisticated method like moving average, exponential smoothing, or ARIMA, XARIMA. That's one of the benefit with the naive forecasting. And there is also called as seasonal naive forecasting, um, as in this naive forecasting method. um, we are projecting this month by the previous month, or current period with the previous period. In the seasonal naive forecasting method, the prediction is based upon the previous value from the same season. Like, there is a seasonality for a company in Christmas. There are a lot of orders for the ice creams or chocolates. So we will use same season for projecting in the seasonal naive. That's it. So where it is used, it is generally used when you don't have much historical data, especially in the startup industry. You have started a new business, you don't have a lot of history in the past, you can't use the sophisticated methods. um, this is the method for you. Let us discuss some cons or the demerits of using naive forecasting. First is that it's sensitive to the outliers, or it projects outliers um, as a forecast. Like, if you see in this graph, uh, in November we had an outlier. What is an outlier? Outlier is something uh, which can't be explained, and it's something of the general trajectory the forecast is following. If you see, October, it's a sudden peak, right? And in November it's a sudden peak, and for December the naive forecasting has projected it as a forecast. So ideally this shouldn't be happening. It's an outlier. Uh, it shouldn't be projected as uh, a forecast for the next month. So that's one thing. It's sensitive to the outlier. It captures the outlier as a pattern and projects it. Second is, it doesn't smooth out the random variation. If there is a volatility, uh, the product, the history is too much volatile, or there is a lot of random variation, um, it doesn't smooth that out and projects it as it is. um, so that's why we have a model called moving average, which averages the history and smooth out the random variation. That's the next model which we'll be discussing in the next lesson. And the third con is you can't project the future, since the current next month forecast is going to be the last month's actuals, or talking in terms of period, the next period forecast is the last month actuals. You can't project the data too much into the future, because you can only take last period's actuals and project it into the future. So this doesn't um, allows you to see the forecast in in uh, in long horizon into the future. Yeah, that's it for the near forecasting. See you into the next lesson.